Are you struggling to run NPM commands after deploying your app to Azure? You're not alone. Many developers face this challenge, and today we're going to solve it together. I totally get it. You've successfully set up your deployment from VSTS to Azure, but now you're stuck because you can't run NPM commands. It's frustrating when everything seems to be in place, but one little step is missing. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I run npm run custom command after my deployment is successful? This is a common scenario, and we're going to break it down step by step. So what's the issue here? After deploying your app, you want to run additional npm commands, but the deployment process doesn't automatically trigger them. Understanding how Azure App Service works will help us find a solution. Stay tuned. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that can streamline your deployment process even further. To run a custom npm command after a successful deployment in Azure App Service, the user should first navigate to the Azure portal and select the app service they are working with. Next, the user needs to configure the deployment settings. This can be done by selecting the Deployment Center option in the left-hand menu of the app service. After that, the user should scroll down to the Post-Deployment Action section. Here, they can specify the custom npm command they want to run after deployment. Finally, the user should save the changes and redeploy the application. This will ensure that the custom npm command runs automatically after each deployment. Fun fact: did you know that NPM stands for Node Package Manager? It's like a treasure chest for JavaScript developers, filled with tools and libraries to make coding easier. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach is to manually run the npm command using the kudu console of your Azure App Service. This allows you to execute npm commands directly after deployment. For an automated solution, you can create your own build task that utilizes the Kudu REST API to run npm commands automatically after deployment. Let's move forward and look at another answer. An alternative approach is to use the Kudu REST API to run commands like npm install. You can add a PowerShell script task after the Azure App Service deploy task to invoke npm install or any other Kudu-supported command. Additionally, remember to disable the npm install task in your build pipeline to avoid redundancy. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution suggests using the Kudu deployment engine, which allows you to run custom deployment scripts. You can include your npm command in a custom deployment script that executes during the deployment process on Azure without needing REST API calls. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative approach suggests using either a PowerShell task or an npm task to execute your npm commands after deployment. Additionally, remember to upload the .npm.rc file with your authentication token to Azure. Here's a pro tip. Always test your deployment pipeline after making changes. This will help you catch any issues before they affect your production environment. And there you have it. You can now run npm commands after your Azure deployment. Remember, tweaking your build pipeline can save you a lot of time and hassle. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.